So joining us on today's show, guys, is
Manuel
and
Victor.
all right. So without wasting much time, we'll go straight into the questions for today. So the first question I'm going to ask is: do you think that Opensami's wife was right to leave him with her kids so that she would go to her father's house?
First of all, shout out to the producer of the movie show. And coming to your question, Okpe living at that time, to me, is totally wrong. Because Okpe comes from a very well-to-do family. As we all know, right? Okpe's family is that general. And then he had security, he had cars and all of that. So when the going gets tough, I was thinking that Okpe will reach out to parents and say, yo, we are having financial crisis, the kids are no longer going to school, and so on and so forth. And then that's not the best thing to do, if you ask me.
All right. So Victor, over to you.
Okay, so
Do you think what she did was right?
no. So
Why?
I think what she should have done was to involve the husband in the decision making. So they are going through financial challenges, and the wife just decided to move to her parents' house. I don't think it's the right thing to do. If she needed to move there, she should have had a discussion with the husband to plan on what to do.
But
So
don't you think that having a discussion with the husband would have actually made her sleep? Because the husband would tell her the obvious.
Of course, so marriage is for better for worse, right? And if you remember vividly, it was just for 3 years. So that hard time just lasted for 3 years. Come on, 3 years, and you're running to your father's house. Who does that?
going to the father's house is not the problem. I think the problem is the manner in which you did. So going to your father's house when you didn't have a discussion with, so the husband heard it from another person.
Okay.
And your wife left you, your children left you.
Yeah.
Any man will be heartbroken at that moment. So assuming, okay, his in-laws, that's the parents of the wife, they are well to do.
Okay.
So assuming maybe they spoke beforehand and they said, okay, let the children, they can stay with the children so that I will walk my way and find the way around this situation. I think that would have been a more sensible decision.
Okay, the second question is it possible to receive such a huge amount into your bank account?
I would want to be very sensitive in answering this question, right? Because I wouldn't want a situation where someone come and tell us, how did you know that bankers do this and all of that?
Okay.
So, sincerely speaking, there was a time where people were actually looking for current account holders.
Wow.
Some were even particular about the kind of bank card they're using, even if it's expired or not. You know, that is to say, something of that nature is really happening in our contemporary times, right? But going back to your question, asking if it's possible for someone to receive that kind of amount of money, well, I've never heard.
So I don't think it's possible. Even though, I mean, I think most of us would have thought one day, God has said, if I feed just this kind of money to my account.
You know, right?
But I don't think it's possible. There's no way that you can just something like 500 million. No, nobody makes that mistake.
Okay,
It's
all right.
not possible.
All right. Okay, so before we continue, Emmanuel here is one of our few subscribers that we have. Also, about the subscribers, if you are watching and you're getting anything from the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. He is one of the few subscribers that we have, and he is one of the first 5 people to comment on our video. So if you are watching this, please do comment so that you can earn a free advert. So I'll hand it over to him because he is also a realtor. Then I will allow him to do the introduction himself. Please.
Thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel, the realtor. When it comes to landed properties, when it comes to plot of land, when it comes to houses in the city of Abuja, don't hesitate to call on me. Presently, we have a promo going on in Kuje. We all know that Kuje is the next best thing in Abuja right now. So many persons are rushing down there. We have Kuje, we have Kiami, we have Gustafe too. So all you need to do is just to key in into all of these promotions that are ongoing right now, and trust me, I'll give you the best discount you can ever think of. The name of my organization is Elite Concept Homes and Constructions Limited. They're the #1 champion.
All right, guys. So you've heard that, and since he is one, please, if you want to be on our show and do an advert, don't forget to hit the subscription button. Thanks. All right. So moving on to the third question. If you receive such an amount in your account, what would be your first line of action? I'll start with you.
Yes.
So yeah, if I receive such an amount, I'll just start you saying my first thought wouldn't be to return it immediately.
So why would you return
So my first thought would be, what am I going to do with this first? That would put me in good standing financially before I start thinking of returning it.
Okay.
But for now, I don't really see anything I can really do. So maybe being a good citizen, I might just have to.
Return it. Alright, let me hear from you.
Well, I'm going to be sincere with you guys.
Okay.
Once that kind of money hits my account, I swear I'm returning it. True story, I've been at one particular park. I'm not going to mention the name of the park now. Operation Zenda. You know, the one we call SAS now.
Yeah.
They came to Access Bank with a particular customer that they said, I think 200,000 or so entered his account, and he had made withdrawals from the account, and he was beating to pop. I don't want such things to befall me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If not, I would have thought of maybe, meowing. Like, I'll just leave the country. But if I get to the airport, maybe they'll catch me. So trust me, I'm gonna return it.
Okay, but let's face the reality about that movie. Okay, Bakasi, who was Sammy in the movie, actually had the mindset of returning it. But all he wanted to do was to use it to trade crypto. Right? But at that point, the Uzuarukwe had needed his money as soon as he noticed that it has been withdrawn. You understand? Do you think that if you were in such a situation where he was already indebted, his family was about to leave him, would you have still returned that money?
I need to come in quickly there.
Okay.
Now remember, honesty, uprightness, integrity was the reason why he was impoverished. Was the reason why he was suffering, right?
Okay.
Was the reason why the family left and all of that. If not for the fact that he wanted to expose the people that were having some dubious dealings with the bank, he would have still had his job at that point in time, right?
Yeah.
So I'll say desperate situations calls for desperate actions. At that point in time, he wasn't thinking straight, and he was like, "I've done this thing before and see where it landed me, so I wouldn't want to do this again and then be the fool." So I think that's the reason why he went on to, trade with the money, with the mindset that I was going to return it. But who does that? Come on.
So within the context of the movie, I mean, we learned that Sammy was a very good trader.
Yeah.
So it was almost like if he trades, he must make a profit. So that's what it seemed like. So I think he did what he had to do in that situation, where he has been financial issues for about 3 years.
Yeah.
He had a lot of things going bad for him. So I think what he did was the right thing. I think he even made the money back. He just that he wanted to collect for IOC.
I think I need to say something at this point, because he said, what if he had lost in the course of trading? We are not seeing that part.
Yeah, but the movie made it in such a way that he couldn't have lost. He was a good trader. That's what they put it as.
Okay. Alright, so moving to the next question. Do you think that bank staffs really do these things in reality?
I think my colleague should do first.
Okay.
I don't really know much about what bank staff do. I mean, I also think that there are some unethical stuff that can be going on within the banking system. But I've heard stories about different unethical stuff that have been going on. Aside from like the situation which we saw in the movie, we also see a situation whereby marketers that go on the street to get customers. They have different means they use to attract customers to deposit money in their bank. So we've seen that it's not just something that the banking system is not very easy. The banking industry needs, there are a lot of things that go on there, because the staff are highly underpaid and they also need to work with huge amount of money. That means some unethical stuff has to go on there. It's just human nature.
To our viewers, if you have witnessed such thing happening, please feel free to share your comments in the comment section. So over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Alright, so first thing first, I'm going to say that there's no smoke without fire, right?
Okay.
And then whoever the scriptwriter is must have gotten his or her inspiration from something.
Yeah.
So you cannot just cook up something and say something like that is happening or something like that ain't happening. But the truth is, there must be a reason why something like that happened in that movie. And it's possible that something like that is going on because we have so many persons that have huge amount of money in their bank account and they just kick the bucket without their family members knowing, their wives knowing and all of that. So I think this should be like an eye-opener for us that as a man, as a woman that is well-to-do, no matter how little, no matter how huge that amount of money is, try as much as possible, let your next of kin know. Try as much as possible, let your wife. The life expectancy of a man is way shorter than that of a woman, right? So, that is to say...
Would you agree with that? Do you seriously agree with that?
I agree. I bet it's up out.
That is to say, now man, I'm going to die before woman. And so many men have huge amount of money, even in Abuja here, right?
Yeah.
There are so many houses that if you go there, they don't know the owner. People occupying them are maybe masons that works in the house or laborers that work in the house. So many of them, right? So it's possible. I cannot categorically say that, it happens, but there's a possibility that something like that is going on.
Alright, we're talking about Modestus now. Do you think that Modestus was actually greedy not to want to collect the offer made by Sam?
So I wouldn't say Modestus was greedy because that particular amount of money is his own percentage from the money laundering business he did earlier. Okay. Right? Remember, the total sum was 5 billion naira. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
That is to say, the 10% of the 5 billion naira is 500 million.
Yes.
Remember, there were 10 different accounts. So out of a 10, it was Sammy's account that went wrong. Right? Yeah. That is to say, the total money inside Sammy's account is what he got from that deal.
True.
And then Sammy wants to take everything. Do you understand? Okay. So Sammy was now trying to broker a deal with Modestus saying that, okay, I can't return everything. I want to get 10% from the 10% that he had gotten. And so for me, being a realist, he wasn't greedy at all.
He wasn't greedy at all. How about you?
Sammy, I think Modestus was greedy because you're just saying don't cast now. You go use person account, the person can't activate an account. So I think he had to like somehow broker a deal with Sammy. That's what I think. I don't think Sammy asked for the same 10%. Like you use my account, that means I don't enter business now. I don't enter business. So he's supposed to give him that 10%. So I think Modestus was greedy at that point. And he wanted to use his talks and power and all those things to suppress Sammy. But you know, say Janta there.
I guess he has spent a lot in his logistics in an attempt to catch this guy. So he has lost a lot already now.
Alright. If I'm bringing up Janta to the scenario. Now, do you think it's good to have such a person in your family?
It's a good though. It's a good.
Am I going first or him?
Okay,
I think
it's a good. Yeah, I think it's good. Like a family needs every kind of person. You need the people that are into politics, into the streets, so that anywhere where you find yourself, you know who you go call. And I think Janta was a good addition to the family.
Okay, how about you?
Are you trying to promote crime, sir?
I'm not promoting crime. I'm just telling you now how real life is.
Okay, well, for me, my mom will always say that the good child, they don't look for the good child, it's always the bad one. Yeah. Could it be that he's beating up somebody or they are beating you up and all of that? But using this particular movie, I think it's good to have somebody like that. Because, come on, he was 70% helpful in getting back Sammy's daughter when she was kidnapped. Yeah.
Okay, alright. So to our final question now. But before then, viewers, if you have not liked, please like and also subscribe to our channel. So to our final question, which will wrap up the show. If you were Sammy's father-in-law, would you have agreed to work with the Taut's plan?
No.
Especially in general. No. Would you have agreed?
No. So,
bear in mind that his plan was also solid. And he knew Modestus more.
First of all,
okay.
That is my granddaughter we are talking about, right?
Okay.
What if things go wrong? That's like entrusting the life of my daughter, my granddaughter, into the hands of a tout. While I can maybe, meet up with the appropriate authority, the police, the SSS, I have the connections, right? Okay. So I would not. Something might go wrong. Trust me.
So, in my opinion, I think if I was him, I would do, because the situation wasn't like they came together, they had a meeting, they discussed their plan, and Janta knows Modestus very well. It's not like he doesn't know him; he knew everything about him, so he knows how to maneuver him and how to go around all his defenses and devices. So the general understood that he might be a general, but this is not his field, and he had to work with Janta to recover Sammy's daughter.
So
Because
I'm going to ask you this
you made a
question.
very good point there.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask this question. Just like the United States of America will say that they don't negotiate with terrorists, right? So there's a possibility that Janta is even a wanted criminal.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because he's harboring criminals. He's into gun battles, into drugs, into there are so many vices, right? Because as far as that movie is concerned, Janta is hiding, and Janta also had dealings with this same Modestus.
Yeah.
So Janta is a criminal, and as a general, I would not whatsoever want to have anything to do with any general.
You're not just a general working on an abstract case. You're a general working on your granddaughter's case. Even if you're retired, you still have
attaches. Yeah, you have
those connections. But I think that he did what is best for his family. If it was someone who was not family, he would have said, let's go to the direct authority. But when it's your family, I know that this method, even though it might not be the best way, that's ethically, but it will help save your family.
That was a gamble.
You would have. I think that's the best thing. I think he did the best thing
he would have done. Okay, all right, guys. So the name of the movie we just talked about is Bank Alert, and this brings us to the end of the show. So if you have not subscribed, please do enjoy it. Please do subscribe watching, and don't forget to share. So from RoyalReels TV, it's bye for now.
To be next to you, I will ride for